Every weekend I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other. It's part of who I am. If you ride, you know what I mean. That's why I insure with Shannons. They get it. They share our passion and give us the features riders want, like limited use cover and multi-vehicle discounts. Shannons insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. Whatever you ride, ride with Shannons.
Call 134646 for a quote.
Rare Spares has over 50,000 product lines and releases over 500 new products every year. Your local Rare Spares distributor has what you need when you need it. And as the only restoration company officially backed by Holden and Ford, we take our part in your project very seriously. Rare Spares, more than just a part in your project.
Good evening, sim racing fans, and welcome to your, what day is it, Thursday night broadcast here on SrwTV. Tonight we bring to you the Shannons Toyota GR86 Nationals, thanks to Shannons Insurance. This is round 4 of season 4 here in 2023, thanks to Warren and Brown Tools. I am Nathan ShiBBy Howard. In the comms block next to me is Tyler Sheaf. How are you doing this evening, mate?
No, thanks very much, and I'm definitely looking forward to Snetterton tonight in the G86s. Obviously a Sheaf sprint, so it's going to be very exciting, and I'm looking forward to see if there's going to be a brand new winner for tonight's race.
A brand new winner. How many different winners have we had for the Super Sprint series over the last couple of races? I think one week we had 8 different cars sit on the podium, so that was quite an interesting night.
It definitely was, but last week was a little bit different though, because of Jamie Christensen taking out all 3 wins, so he done an awesome job to grind his way through the hectic pack. to take all 3 wins. But I'm definitely looking forward to see what he does tonight, because currently he is P2 in the practice, and once again he's battling out with Dylan De Bono for a quick time. So be interesting to see what these 2 drivers can do tonight.
Yeah, definitely De Bono and Christensen, both very, very quick drivers in these 86s, and we also can't count out Mr. Tim Corn as well. So at the moment during the practice session, there is only 0.2 of a second between those 3, starting with a 120.45 and a 120.68 being Tim Corn. So really nothing between those 3. It's going to be definitely interesting as we head out to the Racecraft Simulations qualifying session and see what these guys do out there. It's going to be definitely interesting, mate. We do have an update on our standings as well for our rookies, our AMs, and our pro drivers. Did we mention we're at Snetterton tonight too?
Yeah, definitely Snetterton tonight. That's definitely correct. Last week we were at Charlotte, so a little bit different this week compared to last week, but obviously top in the pros at the moment is Sam Katakazunas, leading the championship on 462 points. Doing a very good job. Oops, that's a rookie one.
I thought we were starting with rookies. You put me
Yeah,
off
no,
there.
sorry about that. I just got hard on my screen. So, and then we've got Jamie Christensen, just following, only 8 points behind him in P2, and then John McHenry in P3 as well in the championship for the pros and 402 points. You've got Dougie Gowans and Tim Cont just following behind as well, so hopefully these 2 boys behind them can have a bit more luck. And we follow with the AM drivers. We've got Curtis Jackson, who's leading the championship for them on 357 points, followed by Mark Cochran behind him on 318 points, and Cam Hardwick from Velocity on 261 points. And also got Baslak and Kane as well following behind them as well, so they want to make a bit of reprimands tonight because they're a little bit far behind, considering how good Curtis has been. And then we've got the rookie standings as well. Wayne Everidge leading the rookies on 166 points, followed by Steven Singovich as well. He also got a win last week as well, so he got 144 points in his bag. Greg Johnson in P3 with 123, with Graham Nucky and Philip Buckland as well rounding out the top 5. So I'm intrigued to see if any of those outside the top 5 can make a bit of extra points tonight.
Yeah, well, it's looking like we're only 4 rounds into the season, so the points are extremely close. This Super Sprint Series has really brought the racing much closer together, running those 3 20-minute races. Plenty of points on offer every week, so everybody who turns up every week has a lot to race for, and we can see that as the spread of the points filters down through our pros, our AMs, and our rookies. Everyone is right in that position to actually battle it out every week with their respective class. So the 86ers have turned it on week in, week out, mate, and I'm looking forwards to get out and having a look at what they can do here tonight at Snetterton. I want to say a huge, big welcome to everybody out there who's joined us again. We really are appreciating all the support we're getting over this last season. The numbers are flying up, the analytics are going crazy. You guys are interacting with us and the comms box so much more, and getting in here and just showing your support for the drivers out here racing in our league. So huge shout out to all of you guys who have joined us. One of them is Kyver that has popped in and said, hey ShiBBy, is there a comp for rookies in the V8 series? So not right now. Our V8 is the amateurs, so that would be your rookie. That's your entry level racing on a Tuesday night, mate. So if you did want to get in, feel yourself a bit of a rookie, the V8 simrigs.com V8 Supercars AM series on a Tuesday night is going to be your best bet. A lot of guys in there this season, never ever driven a V8 before, all jumping in and having a cracker of a time, mate. So if you do want to get involved, yeah, Discord links in the description below. Come say g'day, get your name down, and we might be able to slot you in, might not. All our series did pack out very fast this season, so
definitely, if you do have a chance to join us, do join us. I mean, I am in the M series as well, my first ever time in the V8 Supercars. It can be a bit hectic and difficult to drive, but it's a load of fun out there, and the level is actually a bit more closer than what you think. So yeah, don't be afraid to dip your toes in the water.
No, definitely not, mate. Do not be afraid to come along and have a drive here with Sim Racing World. Everybody in here understands that there is a big spread of rookies to pro drivers and some guys that are right up there with really, really high I ratings that, yeah. So everybody understands, and there's a bunch of guys out here always sharing setups, and they're always sitting in the Discord having a chat together. I think the 86s are probably one of the best nights for the groups to get together. We got 6 guys, all from different teams right now, sitting up in Discord in this race here tonight. So we have just gone into the Racecraft simulations. Huge shout out to John and the team over at Racecraft. This qualifying session is a lone qualifying session, so you won't see other cars out there, so everybody does get to run their own race. We'll keep an eye on those timings though for everybody. We are sitting with Ty Delaney in the 007 car. I'm pretty sure he's done that for me because that is not his normal number, and he knows that I am a huge fan of 007, not just the James Bond, but also the number itself. So massive shout out to Delaney. Off track there, not a good start. Cold tyres though.
Just a start-up lap. That's not his first lap. This will be his first lap now, so it might be a little bit slow on the first lap, but he'll get there once he starts warming up the tyres a bit more. But yeah, definitely the 007, I think the reason why he doesn't have the 07 because of Doug Gowan, so those two drivers do love sharing the same numbers.
They do have the 07, right. I was having a discussion with someone the other night, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm the only one that's been in this league that uses 007, so wonder what's going to happen if for some reason ShiBBy ends up racing in the 86s. I'll have to give Mr. Young Ty Delaney a bit of a thumb battle to see who gets the 007 number, so.
Yeah, it's very tough. I mean, like, it's the same thing with me. I've normally raced the number 8, but 08 for the Formula 3 because Pete Vedler bet me to the number 8, so. Yeah, and Dougie as well, because he lost in the V8 AMs as well, he's got the 02 instead, so yeah, a couple of drivers might need to mix the numbers a little bit in the series, so if you do want your number, get in first serve, you know, first come, first serve.
Give me a second. Right, so we're just trying to keep an eye on the drivers. As I said, it is solo qualifying, which makes it a little bit harder for myself to keep it on top of everything. I've just got to send my mate here, Sheaf, a quick link for our live timing. If you guys want to follow along at home with the timing as well, feel free to go right ahead with that link in chat now. You can click on it, see all the live timing yourself and follow along at home. Kyver said, I tried browsing through Discord on your channel. I'm really raw with social media, mate, still learning. The other thing too, when you join our Discord, mate, you're not actually officially added into any series, so you won't see any series information unless we physically add you to the Discord. If you want to reach out and just send me a message on Discord, mate, I can add you to the V8 AMs so you can see all the chat and everything that's going on in there. That's no issue on my end, buddy. You have been dropping into the YouTube broadcast quite regularly, mate, so be quite happy to get you involved a little more with what SRW has to offer. Right, times are coming through, Sheafy. Can you see them now, my friend?
Yeah, I definitely can. I can see Jack Grunwald currently on pole position with a 120.876, so he's a very quick fella. Unfortunately, a little bit of a down week last week, but he's definitely trying to make a bit of reprimand from that. And then followed right behind him as well, just Dylan DeBono on a 120.9, so it'll be intriguing to see what the lap time is going to be, because there is no draft, no benefits at all. You're just out there by yourself, so a few drivers and AM's actually really benefiting as well, as we see Tim Cornt pinching P1 with a 120.85, so he's doing a really good job.
That's what's that? That's 3 1,000ths off Jack Gronwell. So 120.85 to a 120.88 to Dylan DeBono with a 120.95. This is going to be interesting.
To go a little bit further down, the first AM driver is Callum Hodgkinson, who's currently in P5. So see just Jamie Christensen pipping P1 with a 120.559. Definitely no slow coach out there, so he definitely warmed up his tyres to perfection. Followed by that for Yeah, so Callum Hodgkin only in P1 for the AMs, P5 overall, with Mark Turner pretty close behind him as well. We also got down to the rookie, Ryan Price, currently in P14, or just dropped down to P15, and that's a really good effort so far for a rookie driver to be top 15, considering how many AMs and pro drivers there are in this league.
I think Mr. Pricey isn't necessarily a rookie, but because he hasn't had enough data entered into SRW to sort of get him into there, I definitely think over a couple of races with Pricey now being back in action, his rig's been out of action for quite a while. And from what I saw at last season, if I'm going to say that he's anything, he is definitely an AMS driver and probably more to the top of those AMS as well. Comes from real-life racing experience. Jumped into the sim only about 6-7 months ago and is really starting to put that real-life racing experience to its test out here in the 86s. So I expect to see some movement from this driver over this season as long as he doesn't have any more mechanical issues with his rig. So I did just see Mr. Guns Out Gowans jump up to P5. I heard that he's going to have some family out there watching tonight. I hope they are watching now, because at the moment he's our only Warren and Brown Tools cockpit cam driver out here tonight. So guys, if you are in the league and you race with us and you want to get your mug up on the screen while you're doing some laps, please let me know. More than happy to show off all our drivers. And I love the fact that he's got a motion rig. It's something I'd love to try. So I might have to make the 4-hour trip from my place up to Dougie's house one day and give that motion rig a go, because you can see him moving around in that rig there just like the car would simulate on the track. So looks a lot of fun.
No, it definitely looks like fun. No, you got a couple of family members watching, so I believe it is his mum watching, so great-grandma Gowans is watching the race at the moment. So thank you for joining us. As we see Maddie saying let's go in the comment as well. I'm pretty sure you expect to be out there doing some qualifying, aren't you?
Probably, but who can resist coming in and saying g'day to us in the chat, mate?
Yeah, definitely not. As we just see, you know, Dougie Gowan just taking a fair bit of grass coming into that corner and just trying to make as much as possible on the times, because at the moment he's 6/10 off Jamie Christensen, who just keeps getting quicker and quicker, and Dylan DeBono just missing out by 0.04 of a second. So it's getting really tight up the top. As we see the AM drivers, Callum Hodgkinson still currently P1 for the AMs and 7th overall, and followed by him is Connor Nixon. His teammate Jamie is almost a full second ahead of him, so it'll be interesting to see if he can get a clean lap to catch up to him as well.
Yeah, definitely. I missed a lot of that because I've got a little 4-year-old in my ear at the moment. I'm just trying to say goodnight to her. But yes, darling, hang on.
As you can see, Matty Gerard, he's currently in 12th position, and he's also an AM driver as well, so he's got a few drivers ahead of him in his class. So they're very competitive, the AM drivers, and a few pro drivers out there. Looking down a little bit further, Jake Edwards, Daniel Byrne, John McHenry as well, currently in P24, so they're struggling a little bit on pace tonight, but I'm intrigued to see whether they can sneak in a really good time within the last minute of qualifying. Talking about AM drivers, Andrew Lydon just pipped up to P7, so he's put in a really good lap time there. So top 10 for the AM driver, but the Kittens car does look very pretty out there.
You've got to like the Kittens. Formerly, most of the Kittens guys are only Formula drivers, high down first, Formula 3 drivers. That's all they've ever raced in our league. So it's great to see more of the guys that have sort of stuck to one series starting to branch out and trying other things here with us in the league. So it's fantastic to see more and more drivers trying different classes. Like yourself, mate, being a dirt mate, jumped into the TCRs, jumped into the 86s, jumped into the V8s, mate. So, and now I think you're addicted to road racing.
No, I wouldn't say addicted. I'm still more into dirt, as we can see. Qualifying has just finished, so it is Jamie Christensen taking Paul. Well, he did take Paul last week, but he's up there once again. He's going to try and make it 4 wins in a row. So he did win all 3 last week, followed by Dylan De Bono, just under 400th of a second off pole position. Tim Corn as well in P3, so it's the same top 3 as last week in qualifying, so these fellas are just way too quick for the grid at the moment. With Jack Monroe and Doug Gowans running out the top 5. Followed by him is David Gallo in P6, Sam Katakazunas in P7, Andrew Lyden in P8, Callum Hodgkinson in P9, and Connor Nixon tipped it up to P10. Behind him is Cody Metcalf in P11, Mark Turner in P12, Dan Patus in P13, Matty Gerard in P14, Curtis Jackson, the leader of the AMS, currently in P15, followed by Lockie Brett in 16th, Jake Edwards and Ty Delaney in 17th and 18th, Cam Hardwick in 19th, Daniel Byrne in the Kittens car, and rounding out P20. And obviously the first rookie driver in the league is P21 for Ryan Price, so he's done a really good job getting up that far in the grid. Followed by Mark Cochran in P22, Dylan Badini in P23. We've got Ryan Everidge, another rookie driver in P24, followed by John McHenry in P25, so he's got a lot of position to try and catch up in this first race. Steven Sinkovich in P26, followed by Greg Leake in 27th. Brennan Soper is in P28, followed by Shane Nowens in P29. Greg Johnson in P30, behind him is Philip Buckland in 31st. Matthew Philly Taylor 32nd, he did win the first 2 races for the rookie last week, so being pleased to see what he does tonight. And then followed by that is Nathan Kane in P33. Daniel Winrow in P34, and David Simmons in P35, Stephanie Piccoli in P36, and rounding out the grid of P37 is Jaden Baslack.
That's a big field, mate. I keep forgetting how big the 86 fields are. That is crazy. What a turnout every week, isn't it, mate?
No, it's just so good to see 30 plus cars, you know. Obviously, I want to be out there with them. I'm missing out on the fun being on the track, but I get to watch them though, so yeah, I can't complain too much about it. I get to hang out with ShiBBy every week.
I was going to say, don't you dare complain about not being able to get out on track. That's been me for 2 years now, so... mate, if you ever want a night off though, so you can get out there and have a race, just give us a heads up prior, and mate, we can drag someone else in here and have a chat with them. So it's no issue, mate, if you want to get out there and race. We are going into our formation lap now, thanks to the safety car, and then we will be getting going racing for our first heat tonight of 3 heats here for the Shannons GR86 Nationals, thanks to Shannons Insurance. If you do find yourself liking this broadcast at any point in time tonight, make sure you hit that like button to let us know. If you haven't subscribed, of course, hit that subscribe button. We are 11 subscribers away for giving away a Simran. So, no, about 111. Sorry, I can't count. We're at 899 subscribers. We are just about to get ready to go racing. The green light is a go, and they are away for the first time this evening, with De Bono and Christensen just not being able to get away from each other off this start.
It's a very good start between the two boys. They kept it nice and clean. I know they've got to keep it as clean as possible because there's 30 other cars behind them that can go straight past them, and Dylan De Bono is just happy to spot behind Jamie Christensen for P2. Jack did a really good job to gain 1 position as well. From the get-go, just to see the battle between Lyden and Sam Katakazunas, with Connor Nixon just going on the outside of him, gaining another position. So Connor's very lucky to have a bit of a draft, but just got to be very careful coming to this corner, which... Ooh, he decided to go on the inside, but Sam had blocked him on the inside line, so he had to go back on the outside there. And just gotta watch out because there's a chicane here. If you hit that curb a lot, you will tip upside down.
Contact! A car is around. That is Cody Metcalf. Managed to fly off the track though, so nobody else got caught up. There is another car off in the background. I think that might have been Greggy Johnston. But good to see them all keeping it clean so far. Jamie Christensen doing what he does the best, and we've seen him do this quite a few times. Get away from the pack really, really fast and just gets clean air, gets away, because you can see here Groenwald being hassled by De Bono, using that draft assistance down the inside into turn 1, keeping it clean, still side by side. This is going to be interesting as they come towards the middle section of the track. If they stay side by side, they are actually going to. The Bono got a good run through the S's there. Still side by side. These guys really know how to battle it out together.
Yeah, the battle here is allowing Tim Court and Doug Gowan to keep a bit more close as well, so they've got to be very careful here because they make a mistake and they're going to lose a couple of positions right here. You see Jamie Christensen just gaining more seconds as they come into the next corner, and see Dylan just backed out a little bit, let Jack get ahead before the chicane, and Doug Gowan's got in front of Tim as well, so velocity P3 and 4 at the moment, so they could use a bit of team tactics. As Doug Gowan's got ahead of Dylan, so he must have a slowdown. Yeah, I'm very surprised to see Guns Out Gowan, shall you say, or Grandpa Gowan's already in P3, so he's done a really good job.
I don't know if his teammate got a slowdown. He was pushed wide on that corner where Dougie Gowans was coming on the inside lane. I feel like Gowans might have just got a better run, and his teammate was aware of this and sort of pulled out of the way to let Gowans keep that run through. Look at this. What a sight of cars here tonight at Snetterton.
So good to see so many cars and just all the battles all the way through the grid. So looking at the grid at the moment, currently Andrew Lyden in P9, he's the first in the M class, but he does got Callum Hodgkinson, Mark Turner and Curtis Jackson all over him as well. So got to be really careful here because the battle behind him just as intense as the battle in front of him. So doing a good job at the moment, handy now at top 10 position as we go a little bit further back in the grid. Ryan Price still first in the rookie class, currently in P22, battling out with Ryan Edwards as well. So good to see that these boys are keeping it nice, oh, not just boys, but the girls as well, keeping it nice and clean out there on track.
Yeah, can't forget Stephanie Piccoli is out here as well. There might have been a big contact there. Kitten's car off the track on the left-hand side, and I do believe that I think I saw Mark Turner off on the right-hand side as well. So those two might have had a coming together. Mark Turner has made it back on track and is battling it out with Ty Delaney. You can see just on drive-through penalty car 419, contact lap 1. 419 is Matthew Feely Taylor. Will be copping that drive-through penalty. Might have been what caused those cars off that we saw on the first lap. Cam Hardwick is through the pits. Wonder if that was another drive-through as well.
Yeah, Cam Hardwick unfortunately had packet loss, so that is the reason why he's in the pits currently.
Oh, but Touche just getting it out on the grass. He did well to hold on to that, but he lost 2 positions there. Has gained 1 more.
The battle pack right ahead as well with Delaney and everyone else, another kitten car as well, just battling out for the position. See Daniel Burns even ahead of Mark Turner. They're definitely not giving up these battles between the AMs and the Pro. They are happy to compete for the same position, which is good to see.
Well, there is an overall standings, and everybody is battling for that overall standings as well as their own class standings. So just because you're in rookies or AMs doesn't mean you can't go right ahead and take a win, as we are on the back of Callan Hodgkins' shunt scenery machine, as we see Lockie Brett and Jake Edwards just battling it away. Now Lockie Brett is stuck between a crisscross racing sandwich. The Maverick Simsport definitely doesn't want to be in this sandwich. Is going to show the nose, try and make a move. Can he get the draft down this long straight in this 86?
No, I think he should get the job done on the outside, but it'll be interesting to see where he's braking point. He was ahead It looked like he just slowed down a little bit too much. He wasn't confident to go on the outside, but maybe just decided to go for a crisscross coming to the second corner. But I think he's, very late braking there, and he's actually committed really well to it.
Yeah, we saw the Maverick driver there just not pull up his brakes as well as he would like. And now look at the crisscross drivers running a train on the Maverick driver. They are going to utilise all that draft. Are they going to slingshot Jake Edwards off the back of Hodgkinson? They are going to try it. Oh, that is some close racing. Lockie Brett was able to slot himself back between them. I don't know how. There was nowhere to breathe. Drop back down a little further as we were nearly going 3 wide with Metcalf. Oh, there's a car off the track. That's Matthew Gerard, and then Metcalf is going to follow as well. Nearly into Greg Leake in the Yarra Estate Rangers car there. Can't miss that one. That is bright yellow. Don't be running into it. We see a lot of guys taking that grass through that corner there. You see them kicking up all that dirt, really putting the cars right to the edge of the track. Metcalf has come back on track, side by side with Greg Leake now. A lot of battles happening, but mate, Christensen.
Yeah, he's just on the Sunday drive, isn't he? All by himself.
Yeah, I think he is, champ. Oh no, I champed you. I'm sorry, champ. It's the thing I've been doing is champing people for no good reason.
Nothing wrong with being a champion, mate.
That's right. I call my daughter a champion all the time. So, but yeah, Christensen long gone for the Vermilion Motorsport team. Jack Groenwald is back. That was actually a lapped car of Matthew Feely-Taylor. Doug Grandpa Gowans, or Doug Guns Out Gowans as I like to call him, sitting really well up in P3. I tell you what, Mr. Gowans has really taken a liking to these 86s, and each week is putting on a phenomenal effort getting himself right up there. We are definitely going to see him on the podium soon if he keeps this up. He does have the young gun driver of Dylan DeBono from Velocity Sim. Has he fixed it? It's not Sim Sport, is it?
No,
It's
Sim Lab, yeah.
Yeah, it's Sim Labs. I did bring that up with him in his interview the other day, that he's got to get that sorted, because I keep killing you guys Velocity Sim Sport. So Sam Katakazunas as well for Team Bushvink Racing has had a great drive this season. Oh, we see a Vermilion Motorsports car off in the background there. Tim Cornt for Locked On Lads Racing. Hey, where's Mr. Consistent?
Yeah, McHenry's going 9th position, currently in P16, so he's going up the field, but unfortunately I think he had a bit of net issues as well in qualifying, so that put a fair bit of jeopardy on his lap time. So I think he's trying to do the best thing he can, he's keeping it nice and clean, no off tracks at all, so he's just trying to make as many positions as possible. He's only 6 away from the top 10 invert, so, and 10 minutes to go.
Pretty sure McHenry starts himself at the back on purpose sometimes.
No, I don't think he has this season. This season's been qualifying.
He has been qualifying properly all last season. The man wanted a challenge, so he started himself at the back of the pack. I think with the quality of the drivers this season, that's not a great idea. And we're seeing the team member of DeBono catching up to the back of Grandpa Gowan's got a great run out of that corner. They are going to race it down the end. I think the smart thing here is just make sure, yep, well done. Doug slots back in behind his teammate, and we'll just follow DeBono through. DeBono just sets our Racecraft Simulations fastest lap with a 120.38. That is quick.
Yeah, that's very quick. That's already 2:10 Cook and Jamie Christensen's fast time out there. But in saying that though, you've got to keep it nice and consistent out there, because Sam Katakazunas, currently the leader in the championship, he's just keeping it nice and clean, and he's looking at the Velocity boys go, hello, I'm going to have a good battle with you. And yeah, still got 10 minutes to go, so he's just picking his time at the moment.
Just got another message through there for another drive through for penalty car 169. Matthew Gerard. Yeah, so Matty Gerard will be getting a drive through penalty there for contact on lap 4. So huge shout out to our race stewards this evening. We've got Tyson McAvoy I think we had a new guy joining him as well. I'm pretty sure we do. Mitchell Muller as well. So, and Greg Barbs is in there as well. So thanks to our race stewards. As we need to stop talking because there is a heck of a battle going on with the K-Tech Motorsport car here of Mark Turner, the Fishy Motorsports driver of Ty Delaney, and the Crisscross driver, or the Whitey's Pies driver, I should say, of Jake Edwards. A bit of a three-way battle here to see who can get themselves up into P12.
Not just that, well, we got Dan Patu's right behind Mark Turner as well, so he's trying to make a position out of this battle as well. Just see, Mark thought about the inside, but Ty defended it very cleanly and got a really good exit as well, so unfortunately Mark will have to find set up later on in this lap. And just keep it nice and clean, each driver to make sure that they hit the apex. They know that they're going to get a good exit speed out and defend their position very well. As you see, Ty is actually creeping up a fair bit. As you see, Nathan Payne further back in the grid just behind Greggy Leake. I believe Leake is up there in the top 3 low in the rookies, so he's doing a really good job battling out there right now.
Leakey's in the veterans, mate, not the rookies.
He is a veteran, yeah. He's definitely correct in that.
There's a lot of cars flying. That's turn 1, isn't it? Down the straight, just too much speed down there. Not braking soon enough, and cars are just shooting off the edge. So we're seeing the two teammates here, Daniel Winrow and Phil Buckland for the Apex Esports League. There's 3 of them out here this evening, I think, because Stephanie Piccoli is also a part of the Apex Esports League. So great to see a bunch of them coming along and enjoying the 86th League as well. The front pack, though, Sheaf is starting to close in. Oh, a bit of a bump from De Bono there on Jack Groenewald.
Yeah, they're definitely very hungry to get a double podium here in the first race. They're just not letting Jack have any room whatsoever, and it looks like they just got to try and work as a team to capitalise on a P2 position at the moment. As they're just coming into just before the chicane, Dylan De Bono thought the best of it just to follow him behind, not try to make a move here. Try to get a good exit there, but unfortunately Jack was a bit better off the pace there, so Jack had defended very well for P2.
That he has, and a little bit further back in the pack, we've got Gallo Gaunt, sorry. David Gallo of Kittens Racing, Tim Cornt of the Locked On Lads Racing team, and Connor Nixon for Vermilion Motorsports, all in a heavy battle here for P6 as well. Only just under 7 minutes left to go of this Heat 1. So at the moment, Jamie Christensen is still absolutely Sunday driving it to 5 seconds gap back to Jack Groenewald. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with this reverse top 10, but we saw it last week. Christensen is, I would say, he's like a super pro in the 86s. I've been told that he has done countless of maybe thousands of hours in these 86s since they've been released, so it would not surprise me if we see him trying to get through the pack as cleanly and as swiftly as possible.
Definitely true to see Ryan Price just battling out with Dylan Baldini with Locked On, and made a very brilliant move. Oh no! It was a good move, but a little bit too committed, unfortunately.
He did overpushed it there. It was a great move. You could see those rear tyres just trying to hold on to the track. So we move back up the field into P12 as this battle with Edwards and Byrne now really starting to kick off. And Turner, that's right, I forgot there was 3 of them in this battle. Keep an eye on that timing tower, because we will be jumping up to that battle for P2 any second, as De Bono is just giving Groenewald a little kiss and says, "Here I come, mate."
Yeah, definitely trying to go for the outside here, and he has committed on the outside move and got ahead of Jack as well, so done a really good job. But I believe Jack having an inside one, just sticking very close to him. You see Doug Gowans behind trying to make a move as well, but couldn't commit, and Dylan just made a nice clean move for P2. Now he's just got to try and get his teammate Doug Gowan onto the podium as well, so it'll be an interesting game here because he knows that he doesn't have enough time to catch up to Jamie, but he has enough time to put Dougie onto the podium as well. But you see, you decide to commit for inside the fence as Jack is going to go for the outside, coming to the chicane, as side by side coming into it, and Jack has managed to sneak ahead. Unfortunately, Dylan had nowhere to go there, and that just allowed Doug Gowan to get onto the inside, and Sam Kazunas as well, trying to make a move on Dylan DeBono, but unfortunately, Sam just didn't have enough pace on the car to make a move, and see Tim Corn further back in the pack. Biden out for P6 was Connor Nixon.
When that contact happened then with Zabono and Groenwald, both you and I went, ooh, at the same time. I hope somebody clips that and makes it a soundbite in someone's Discord, because that was fantastic. You see here, though, Mike Cochran and Andrew Lydon, as well as Matty Gerard. What's there? That's a lap car. There is a lapped car in front of them. I think that's Cam Hardwick right now. So they are going to have to keep pushing through. Oh, no, that's Matty Gerard, sorry.
Cam Hardwick's at the back of that pack.
Yeah, yep, sorry about that. Got that completely wrong. And just had a bit of a hiccup there. All right, everything is back normal. We're going to go back to this battle for P2 and P3 and P4. So DeBono's actually let Grandpa Gowan through right now.
Yeah, Doug Gowan did make the move the lap before in front of Dylan. Unfortunately, Dylan just got side by side there. You see he's on camera there, so hello Dougie's mum and hello Dougie's sister as well. So you get to see old mate Doug Gowan's on the camera battling out for the podium, so he's definitely going to be a happy man watching the broadcast later on. He's just trying to make a move on Jack, but unfortunately just made a bit of an error coming into that corner that allowed Jack to make plenty of gap as we go further back. On the screen, Ryan Price is currently in P21, trying to make up a little bit of time for the car ahead of him.
That wasn't meant to happen. It's supposed to be on Gowan. Sorry, man, I must have accidentally hit the button.
All good, all good.
Trying to keep an eye on what's happening here. So Groenwald's still in front. Now Sam Katakazunas trying to put it up the outside of DeBono. Let's see how they go here. We are in the final 2 minutes of our Heat 1.
There's just battles galore everywhere. To see another battle a little bit further back to the 3-wide going to the first corner, so there's plenty of battles out there and a lot of action. As you see, this is for a podium position here. Doug Gowan is currently in P3, and Sam Katakazunas goes for the outside move, and almost got it, but unfortunately just lost the rear end then, and that allowed Dylan DeBono to maintain his position as well. So Doug Gowan was off track as well, so he's made an error as well, which allowed Jack to go further ahead in the grid. So coming into it, there's only 1 minute left on the time sheet as well, so this could be potentially the last lap.
Yeah, we're gonna keep an eye out for Barney. No Barney yet. I don't see him in the box. It'd be fun to watch Jamie. Jamie, yeah, out there Sunday drive, mate. Nearly 6 seconds the gap back to Groenwald, mate. Phenomenal drive as always, Jamie. So I'm glad you're able to join us in the broadcast while you have your Sunday drive out there. But next race is not going to be that easy for you, mate. You're going to be starting at P10 thanks to the reverse top 10 grid. It's going to be interesting to see how you handle that. And then you're going to have as much time. Lap 15 of lap of 20, but it will come to a finish at that 20-minute mark first.
Yeah, I believe approximately 16 laps of racing if it's clean and fast. As we just see, Jamie Christensen overtaking a couple of slower cars ahead of him, so he's just cutting through the onions very quickly with the lapped cars, so he's doing a really good job out there.
He's doing a phenomenal job, does every week. The Vermilion Motorsports team should be extremely stoked to have him on board as we do come across the checkered flag for Heat 1 here this evening. for your Shannons Insurance GR86 Nationals. Jamie Christensen, the driver of the number 5 vehicle for Vermilion Motorsports, will take out Heat 1. Jack Groenwell, driver of the number 48 machine for Passion Sim Racing, will take out P2. Holding off the Velocity Sim Labs driver of Doug Grandpa Gowans, Dylan DeBono, did get pipped by both Jack and Doug Gowans, but really great drive from him as well. So huge shout out to all the drivers. No safety car, definitely a few cars off track here and there, but great driving all round. You can see all the rest of the cars now coming towards the start finish line. Finish their race. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this first heat of tonight's racing, as we've got 2 more races to go. Again, if you are find yourself enjoying this broadcast at any time during the night, don't forget to let us know by hitting that like button. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, because at 1,000 subscribers, we are giving away a sim rig and seat, thanks to Racecraft Simulations. There it is on your screen right now. The value of $1,840 could be yours. It'd be a great start to get yourself into some sim racing, that's for sure. Huge shout out to John and the team at Racecraft Simulations for giving us this opportunity to give this away to you guys. Our results are in, Sheafy. Let's get those up.
Yeah, so as we see, Jamie Christensen making it 4 wins in a row out there, followed by Jack Conrad in P2, Doug Gowans and Dylan DeBono for Velocity Sim Lab in P3 and 4, followed by champion leader at the moment, Sam Katakazunas in P5. David Gallo in P6 for the Kittens Racing, followed by Curtis Jackson in P7. P8 is Tim Corn behind him, with Connor Nixon in P9 and Lockie Brett rounding out the top 10, so that will be inverted and Lockie Brett will start on pole position. Ty Delaney in the 95 Lightning McQueen car in P11, followed by Mark Turner in P12. Dan Patuse and John McHenry, followed behind him is Daniel Byrne in P15, Cody Metcalf, Callum Hodgkinson.
You there, Sheafy? I've lost Sheafy's sound. Not sure why, but yeah, anyway, it was that Callum Hodgkinson in P17. We've lost you, Sheafy, if you can hear me, mate. Don't know what's happened, but it does look like we are still live. But Callum Hodgkinson for Crisscross Racing in P17, Dylan Budzetti in P18, Jake Edwards P19, and Way Edwards in P20. It will be a reverse top 10 Heat 2, so it's going to be extremely interesting as we are gridding now. You can see Lockie Brett now up in a pole position. Connor Nixon P2, Tim Corn P3, Curtis Jackson P4, Gallo, Katakasunas, DeBono, Gowans, Groenwald, and Christensen. Everybody else is on the grid where they respectively finished. Hopefully Sheafy will come back. Don't know where he's gone.
And I am back.
Oh,
So,
that's good. I was just messaging you. I was like, he's gone.
yeah, unfortunately I just lost service just then, so I don't know what happened then. But that's the life of 4G, mate.
Mate, I would have hated to have had you disappear during the broadcast. I'd be so lonely here. I'd definitely get a sore throat. And I just wouldn't be able to handle it without you, mate. So I'm glad you're back. I'm sure that everybody out there watching is glad Sheafy's back. Definitely can't do it without our comms and broadcast team here at SRW TV either. It is a big job for us to do. It is a lot of fun, though, so don't feel sorry for us. Right, as we get ready on our formation lap, There is a poll up. I'm having a lot of fun with these polls, and if you've got any ideas for polls that you want to see in any upcoming broadcast that I'm on, please let me know. But tonight is my all-time favourite. Is it a Toyota GR86 or is it a Subaru BRZ? Because I have a very good friend of mine that bought a Subaru BRZ 3 years ago, and I still make jokes about it being a Toyota 86 every time I see him, and he still doesn't find it very funny. But we are getting ready to go racing. The green lights are away. Blake Delaney has joined in. Oh, that locked on lag of Tim Corn has bumped Gallo, which caused a huge, bottleneck in the field, but everybody is still getting through cleanly. Connor Nixon up in P1. Lockie Brett has lost one position. Keep it clean as we come down through the hairpins. Watch this beautiful flow of rainbow colours here tonight as the 86ers all head out for the second heat here this evening.
Yeah, it's good to see another familiar motorsport driver out there, currently in P1, but he's got a fair bit of a battle behind him because he's got a couple of Maverick drivers right behind him of Lockie Brett and Curtis Jackson. Sam Katakazuna is already gaining 2 positions as well, so he's definitely in a really good position to try and get a podium right here. As you see, Jamie Christensen already gained 3 positions so far, up in P7, and there's a couple of drivers falling down the grid, so it looks like there's a couple of incidents on the track with Mark Turner losing 22 positions.
Yeah, he was off track for 8.5 seconds, so really not a good start to him. But we'll keep flowing through the field as we see Mr. Grandpa Gowans in a great little battle here with De Bono again. Whether they're battling or not, I can never be sure because there's so many teams that do get out here, and there's no team orders. It's you race hard, you race clean, and it's fair game for everybody. So De Bono getting a good run. Little Ty Delaney, though, starting to push that Rusty's 95 car, 007 car to its limits. There we go again. Lots of cars coming off on that same corner.
Yeah, when you go side by side too wide, I think a couple of drivers underestimate what it takes on the outside to keep it on the track. As you see, the kitten of Daniel Burns is trying to make a move on Callum Hodgkinson ahead of him with Dan Petrus as well, pretty close as well. So it looks like Daniel Burns trying to push Callum side by side to Dan to make it a 2 wide or 3 wide battle into the next corner. It's beautiful to see so many cars on the track. As you see, both of them have gained a couple of positions as well. They're going further into the grid. David Gallo in P4.
It's close racing. Christensen coming through the pack now like I don't know what's happening. He's just an absolute mean machine. I didn't know what a family-friendly way of saying something just then was, so I stumbled on my words a little bit. But Christensen already up 5 spots into P5 and hunting down the leaders. I didn't think it'd take him long to race himself cleanly through as we're starting to see that train happening again. Groenwell, De Bono and Gowans all chasing each other down. That's a Curtis Jackson in there as well.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard here because there's 3 different teams out there and they're trying to all battle against each other as well. So unfortunately, 2 boys from Velocity are stuck side by side. As they see, unfortunately, the Maverick driver just gone a little bit wide and Doug had it over to go. So they both have lost a few positions there. Now Ty Delaney's on the back of Doug Gowan trying to push himself into the top 10, and he has done that from just doing it. Yeah, put himself back into P11. Unfortunately, the Maverick driver lost a few positions from that corner. It's good to see Todd Lane just back out a little bit. He just wasn't 100% confident of what was going to happen ahead of him, so he decided to back out. Now you've got to be really careful because Callum Hodgkinson is going to come on to the inside on the second last corner, or third last corner, shall I say. And unfortunately, Ty lost another position there, so maybe just backed out a little bit too much, lost a little bit too much speed, and unfortunately lost a bit of time to the cars ahead of him.
Come on, Blake, get in his ear, start giving him a bit of coaching, mate. Talk him through it. I'm sure you're out there as he's our crew chief this evening as we see Christensen taking on David Gallo now. Christensen only 4 laps in and already up 5 places. What an absolute push this man is putting on. He definitely wants to take out 3 from 3 again. Brakes a lot later than Gallo. Will get it turned in really nicely. A bit of contact with the Kittens car and the locked on lads car. There is a lot of traffic coming through there. Oh, Gallo's managed to get himself off the track. That was a very, very risky turn there with that amount of cars coming through. Well done, does not affect anybody else's racing. Matthew Gerard on the back of another locked on lads racing car, Dylan Budzeni, not me.
See, Matty Gerard just trying to make a move, but unfortunately locked on driver was a little bit too quick coming to the chicane. As we see, Dan Batiste on the grass mowing the lawn, so unfortunately he lost a few positions as well, which allowed the Kitten car to creep up another position as well. So Matty Gerard is trying to make a move on the knee and going for the inside, but unfortunately they're going to be on the outside move coming to the last corner. So depends how committed he is, and he was very committed, made the move nice and cleanly. Oh, a little bit too clean, shall I say. He's from the grass himself.
Yeah, out in the grass. We've seen a lot of lawn mowing this evening. It seems to be a thing on one of these corners that everybody's just shooting off the side. Oh, a bit of a bump and bash there between Metcalf and Gowans. Loving this close racing though. These are some very, very tight corners through here. As the Maverick driver of Curtis Jackson had nowhere to go, same as Hodgkinson in the crisscross racing car. We do see Curtis Jackson now going side by side with guns out Gowans. What can he do? Bit of movement up the front as well. Katakasunas now around Lockie Brett to move him up into P2.
Yeah, that's very tight there, but Curtis Jackson managed to creep away in P9 ahead of Doug Gowan, so unfortunately he hasn't moved too much in this race. As we see Callum Hodgkinson moving up a few positions, up 6 positions, but he's still got Ty Delaney right behind him, and the young gun just does not want to give up his position at all, so he knows that if he keeps up to the back of these drivers, he will finish in the top 10.
Putting on a stellar drive. Oh, here we go. Here we go, Christensen. Just under a second off the back of Katakazunas. Christensen has raced himself all the way from P10 in 6 laps to get himself up this far. A little bit back further, Groenwald, and De Bono. It's just a repeat of our Heat 1 here this evening with these 3.
And they're keeping it nice and compact on the track, and unfortunately Corn just didn't have the best exit there, which put De Bono on the back foot just then, so that allowed Jack to creep up a little bit further ahead of the 2 drivers coming to the chicane. So he's doing a really good job. He's up 4 position, Jack, so keeping it nice and clean. I'd see Sam Katakazunas lose 2 positions, so it looks like he must have just gone off the track then, which allowed Jamie Christensen up into P2. As you see, the orange car of Sam Katakazunas just falling behind the battle pack here, so that's very unfortunate for him. He was in P2 now. That allowed Dylan De Bono, Corn and Groenwald gaining 1 more position apiece.
Sorry, man. I had a mind blank. I just heard some rumbling outside. Thought it might have been my stomach, but I was like, no, I've had dinner tonight. Just thought I'd better check the weather. Fun fact, the bomb.gov.au does not use a HTTPS.
Ah, did I not?
It's an unsecure website. Sorry, completely out of that. I could have saved that for later when we could talk our IT chat later, as we've got Tim Corn being harassed by De Bono down the inside. What a great move there. Just gets through that chicane so nicely. Pulls himself out in front of Corn, and that'll get De Bono back into a top 5 position. Battle's definitely starting to spread out a little more though this race, Tyler.
Yeah, just the battles obviously with the cars a little bit more suited to the positions of pace, as we see Daniel Byrne behind the back of Dan Batiste trying to make a move as well, with Mark Cochran ahead as well. So yeah, unfortunately the draft doesn't work too much with these cars. They don't have enough top speed to make the most out of it. As we see Peter Critton saying, it's Thunder Sibs. You heard it right, so it sounds like it's going to be very stormy up there in Queensland, so be wary if you go outside.
Hey,
See-
Pete, thanks for joining the broadcast, mate. You're going to give me some positive criticism when we're done here this evening, buddy? Hope you're doing well, mate. Hope this storm doesn't hit us too hard. I feel the temperature dropping extremely fast, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens over the next hour. If for any reason the broadcast does cut out, it's because we've had a thunderstorm hit us, so let's keep on with the action as Wayne Edwards. First time we've really been talking about Wayne tonight from Web Sim Racing. Up 3 spots off his grid spot on the back of David Gallo from Kittens Racing. He is in a bit of a kitten sandwich, and there's 2 more kitten cars not far behind them as well. Locked on Lads driver in there as well.
Yeah, nothing scary seeing a bunch of kittens around you. You know that they're going to compete for that position. As you see further up ahead, Doug Gowan just ahead of Cody Metcalf, so he's making a nice clean move there to keep in front of the young gun of Cody. He's doing a good job slowly moving up the grid, Cody Metcalf, but unfortunately just not quick enough for Dougie Gowans at the moment. We'll see a little bit further. Yeah, let's go ahead of Tim Kazunas. Just a few seconds ahead as well, battling out with Tim Corn as well, so trying to regain a couple of positions that he's lost. He knows that P5 will be the invert for this race, so that's only 2 positions away, so he knows if he stays at the back with Tim Corn, hopefully Cornwald and De Bono battle against each other, but it looks like team orders came into place. Jamie Christensen has taken the lead over Connor Nixon. So once again, it looks like Jamie Christensen might be winning his 5th race in a row. So a very, very quick man out there. Yeah, good to see Sam out there tonight as well, currently in P7. Unfortunately down 1 position so far this race, but he's quick enough to try and catch up to the back of these the battle here for P4 is Dylan De Bono. Having the better of Jack at the moment. It was Jack that got the better of Dylan De Bono in the first race. So these 2 here is a bit like glue. They don't want to disappear from each other, and it'll be intrigued to see this goes on to race number 3. I'll just see a couple of positions lost from Colin
Callum gained a position, mate. He just made a great move there through the corner on Curtis Jackson. We do have a bit of time to get a quick replay of that. Look at that. Pulls himself out into the inside lane, keeps it nice and clean through there, drops it through and gets right in front, and away he goes.
That's really good. Now, the driver I saw just fall down a little bit with Cody Metcalf. He was in P9 behind Doug Gowan, but unfortunately something must have happened and lost 3 positions, so really unfortunate there. But it's good to see the boys out there having a bit of fun. As you see, some of the game is a little bit further back. We've got Cam Hardwick up 12 positions up at the moment, so he's gone up the most so far. But unfortunately, the biggest loss is Mark Turner, down 14 positions. So yeah, unfortunately, some of these drivers haven't had the best of luck tonight, but it's good to see them out there competing for every position as much as possible.
Well, the thing is, mate, we've got the pro-ams and the rookies, so everybody's out there racing for something. It's great to see those AMs all mixed through the pros as well. Really shows what the AMs drivers can do, especially with Lockie Brett. Oh, there's a car on the roof. That's Shade Newens. Is this going to be our first safety car of the night, or are they going to deem that car in a safe spot that they can get the tow truck into it? We're definitely going to have to see what happened there.
Yeah, it's very strange to be on the inside upside down. Normally it's on the outside if you hit the curb, so to see the replay right now, and he's doing the right thing, but no, he did the right thing, so he didn't hit too much of the curb, but he just lost the back end unfortunately, and managed to tip himself upside down as well, so that's just very unfortunate. Like, that's just so unlucky. I feel sorry for him.
The braking of the car has caused the inertia. Ready? He comes to a stop, and the inertia just flips him over. Oh my goodness.
That'll be heart-wrenching for him. Just that's soft as all ever you ever see so far in the G86 this season. So Lockie Brett is still currently in P3, and he's got Dylan DeBoto right behind him as well, so he's got a very, very difficult task in the next 5 minutes to keep not just Dylan DeBoto, but a few other quicker boys behind him as well for the next couple of laps. And see,
Oh no, Katakasunas!
unfortunately lost the back end again.
Yeah, only 6 minutes left to go. That's not the time he wants to do it.
And the slower car as well just pulled out, which allowed Dylan DeBono to pinch P3 off Lockie Brett there. So I'm not 100% sure if the slower car got interfered with Lockie Brett there, but unfortunately he lost one position, which allowed Jack now got a really good exit out of the last corner, coming to the first corner, just trying to use the draft, left, right, let's see where he goes. He decides on the outside, but Lockie's got a fair bit of pace here, so they're going to be side by side coming to turn 1. And it looks like Jack thought the better to make sure he just go for the switcheroo. But instead, Lockie Brett got a really good exit in turn 1, keeping it ahead of Jack, as Jack just trying to creep up ahead of him. But Lockie Brett really good defending from the AM driver, currently P1 for the AM, so there's a very, very sneaky chance to finishing on the podium so far tonight.
Yeah, definitely, man. That was really, really good defending there from Brett on Groenewald as well, because Groenewald again trying to make the moves, just trying to get the nose out there, maybe unsettle Brett just a little bit, but he is not having any of it, as we see Winrow off track, back out in front of them. That could have been dangerous for the front runners here. Everybody gets through unscathed though. Drop back a little bit more, but Zenny and Nathan Kane in a battle as well here. This will be for P14. But again, Jamie Christensen for that's a tongue twister then. Jamie Christensen for Vermilion Motorsports. Absolutely Sunday driving away again. Drove himself up 9 spots from P10 to P1, and away he goes, 3 seconds back off his teammate of Connor Nixon, and then again another 1.7 seconds back from Nixon to DeBono. Closest battle on track is Groenewald and Lockie Brett. Metcalf and McHenry. We haven't seen much of McHenry tonight, Mr. Consistent. Usually up there in that top 5. Might be just a track he's not really keen on, or didn't get the practice in that he needed for this evening, because we can see now Metcalf sticking it up the side. McHenry's just going to let him roll on through. Nothing there to really fight away with.
It just proves how important practice is in this class. Like, you can be a rookie driver, you can be an AM driver. If you put more laps in than the pros, you can be quicker than them. As you see, Lockie Brett is currently P1 for the AMs, top 5 at the moment, battling out with the pro drivers. He's doing a really good job, you know, just keeping up with the pace. But unfortunately, it looks like that the boys ahead, once they get past, they a little bit more clean, a little bit more consistent, which allows them to get away with a bit more time. So unfortunately, Tim might be running out of time for a podium finish at the moment. I do got to say, there's a fair chunk of AMs as well. We've got Curtis Jackson and Callum Hodgkinson up in P9 and 10, and then Delaney and Metcalf in 11 and 12, so they're doing really well competing. With a rookie driver in P17 who's currently first in the class, Wayne Everidge in P17, so yeah, they can definitely mix up left, right and centre in the battle, so it's really good to see them have a lot of fun out there. And hopefully this battle pack right here with Andrew Lydon might have a little bit of a shuffle coming to the next corner. As you can see, locked on driver. I can't see who that was. Dylan Bazzini, I believe. Unfortunately, mowed the grass a little bit and ended up losing the position there. So it just proves how crucial it is. If you can keep it on the track, you can gain a lot of position. As I believe it is final lap. So Jamie Christensen is enjoying his Sunday drive so much, he put 5 words into the chat, which is very impressive, because I can't even do that myself.
Yeah, Christensen is letting us know it's a white flag, as Budzemi tries to get that move done on Edwards and will get it done, but look at Cochran. That is Mark Cochran trying to get up in there as well. Could have had a move on there. But it does look like that Jamie Christensen is going to take the second heat here tonight. He's definitely going for another 3 for 3, isn't he?
It definitely is, and he's got the quickest lap so far in this race as well, so he's definitely gone into cruise control after he got past his teammate Connor Nixon.
I just saw, I think there's a new chatter in the chat. Vince's Alexio, mate, go to www.simracingworld.com.au, register as a driver, and we've got a battle on for P2. Connor Nixon, Dylan De Bono coming towards the finish line. A huge curb hit there. De Bono now up into P2. Only a couple corners left to go. I think Nixon's too far off the pace now.
Yeah, that was almost as I've with last night. These two collided, unfortunately, with a massive net code, and I am very surprised that that didn't happen again. So it was actually good that those two didn't collide. So P2 for Dylan De Bono up 5 positions, and Connor Nixon unfortunately lost P2 on the very last lap to Dylan De Bono. But a very good effort to have 2 familiar drivers in the top 3 positions.
Yeah, solid run indeed, solid run. Oh, I was like, I swear I just heard someone join the bloody comms box then.
Yeah, that's just a sneaky ghost in here, mate.
Wants to come and join us and listen in, mate. It's way more exciting if you actually watch the broadcast, to be honest. But Jamie Christensen for Vermilion Motorsports will be taking out Heat 2 here this evening. What an outstanding drive for the Vermilion Motorsports driver, Dylan De Bono in P2 for Velocity Sim Labs, not Sim Sports, and Connor Nixon for Vermilion Motorsports as well. Cracking races here tonight for the Shannons Insurance GR86 Nationals. These drivers are absolutely putting it all on the line for the points this evening. I do believe we are going to have a small gap in between for the drivers to get up, have a stretch, grab a drink, maybe get some practice in. But I tell you what, nope. And there we go for Heat 2 results. Jamie Christensen of Vermilion Motorsports, Dylan De Bono, Velocity Sim Sport, and Connor Nixon, Vermilion Motorsports are your top 3 finishers. Groenwald for Passion Sim Racing, Brett for Maverick Sim Sports, Cornt for Locked On Lads Racing, Gowans for Velocity Sim Lab, Sam Katakazunas for Team Bushfink Racing, Curtis Jackson and Callan Hodgkinson for Crisscross Racing will wind out your top 10. 2 top 10 finishes for Callan Hodgkinson, so he will be picking up some great points tonight. And I got to say, what a phenomenal effort. We haven't seen much of him on the broadcast, but Mr. Ty Delaney, that is 2 11th place finishes. He finished 11th in Heat 1 and now 11th in Heat 2. So this is going to be a great round of points for Ty as well. Our third and feature race here this evening will be going to a top 5 reverse grid. So Lockie Brett will move up into that pole position. Jack Groen will sit next to him. Connor Nixon in behind them. De Bono next to him. Christensen in behind them, sitting next to Tim Corn. So again, it's going to bring on a awesome round of racing here for our final race tonight. Thanks to Shannons Insurance and, of course, Warren and Brown Tools. How you doing, Pete?
Yeah, I think Pete has muted himself, so yeah, you won't be able to hear us, ShiBBy, but we can definitely message him.
Bet you sending
See what he thought was for this see what he thought was for the race. Talking about technology, I just realised the whole second race, I forgot my internet crashed out. I trying to find out, people in positions and stuff on iRacing, like, that's right. Doesn't work when the internet crashes.
No, it doesn't, which is not so great. Oh, I see what Mr. Pete's doing. Because Pete will be getting trained up again. Not that I think he's going to need much training. Come on, mate, have a chat with us, buddy. We might be out here on Friday night again, you and I. So, yeah, we got Mr. Peter Grant, and I'm sure a lot of you guys who have been around for a while used to run his own broadcast. So, awesome dude. I got to commentate with him on Friday night. Good chance we might be doing it again this Friday, Pete. So get ready to be on board with me. Hopefully, my microphone won't cause any problems tonight. Hey, Troy, how you doing, mate? Good to see you in the chat. Miss having you out here on the track. Unless you're out here tonight. Nope, definitely, as far as I recall, you were in the V8s at one point in time. But good to see you, mate. G'day, boys. G'day, mate. We have officially hit 900 subscribers. So thank you so much for all of your legends and all your support out there. Give yourselves a huge round of a clap. We have hit 900, only 99, well, 100 more to go before we can give away that amazing rig, thanks to John and the team at Racecraft Simulations. Oh, you're in the IMSA Shadow Series this season. That's great. Should have remembered that from last week, but I did do a lot of broadcasts last week, so... Excuse me.
Yeah, probably a little bit burnt out last week, but yeah, unfortunately tomorrow night I do miss out, and I miss out the week after as well in the IMSA series. So my presentation for soccer is tomorrow night, so I was looking forward to Sebring, but as we thought that we'd bring in old mate Dougie Gowans. Dougie, how was the first races?
Oh, the first race was good. The second one, yeah, it was a bit of bashing around. So no, it was good fun. I really enjoyed that. How are you guys going?
Oh, mate, loving the battles out there, mate. Loving it. It's obviously Jamie Christensen at the moment just proving a little bit too strong for you boys, but
yeah, he's crazy, that lad. I don't know how he does it. Someone needs to take a wheel off his car.
Yeah,
only way we can keep up with him. What's that?
Maybe 10% power decrease on the engine, maybe?
He'd still win the bloody race, I reckon. He's very good, Jamie, and yeah, he's the benchmark that we all have to try to get to. You know, very, very hard.
Yeah, I'll definitely know the answer in the first race, but ShiBBy wants to know, was there any team orders, or were you flat out battling with Dylan in that first race?
A little bit of both. Yeah, if I had a bit of a bad exit, he wouldn't really fight me to the next corner, and vice versa. Because if you done that, you're just slowing each other up. You know, so our aim was to try and fight the guys in front of us. So if and there was a little bit of bump drafting too on the straights, you know, which helped to stay in contact with those guys. Yeah, it's no team orders, but it's just being nice and polite to each other. Dylan's always great to race with, you know. I mean, Dylan and I think we work really well as a team.
Definitely, it shows on the track, you know, you two side by side, you can easily make a mistake and lose all that position, but you just
well, that's right.
Teamwork.
Well, that's right. Like I said, you know, in these 86s, because they're so underpowered, you know, you've got to keep the momentum up. And, you know, I'm not going to try and fight Dylan coming into a corner, because that's going to slow us up. And the same goes for Dylan. You know, our aim is to get up the field as far as we can.
That's a good point. And what's your attack on for this race? You know, you're starting in P8, I believe. Was P7, sorry, in this race. What's your goal for the coming feature?
I'm going to be P1 by the end of turn 1. No brakes, Tyler, no brakes. Same as the last two races, buddy. Yeah, just ease yourself into the race. Try to be as cautious as you can with the other cars around. You know, a couple of the guys are thick of the sheep stations out there, and that's fine. You know, a bit of door banging going on. That's been really fun racing. But from my end, just try and keep it as clean as I can, and affect any pass I can when the opportunity arises.
Definitely true. And ShiBBy, do you got a question for Guns Out Gowan?
Guns out.
Give us a flex, mate. Give us a flex.
No, mate, no. Do you want to see the grey hair? It's Grandpa, remember? There's no flexing going on here. I'll probably bust a bicep.
Yeah. All I've got to say is you enjoying the 86 series.
I love them. I love them. Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, I've always enjoyed the open wheelers better, but I seem to go better in the underpowered cars. You know, the TCRs, the 86s. I'm quite competitive, I suppose. Yeah, so no, really enjoying it. It's again, it's another style of racing. You really have to keep that momentum up, and it's very hard to try and make a pass cleanly. So that's why you're always seeing door banging going on. If the other person's not going to cooperate, well, then you just have to get ready to swap some paint.
Well, it's great racing, mate, and all of you have raced extremely cleanly tonight, and the door bang is a lot of fun to watch. So, look, we say bring it on for the feature race, mate. Good luck out there this evening. We've got one more driver we want to quickly have a chat with, mate, before we continue on. So, good luck, and hopefully we get to chat to you again this evening.
No worries, mate, and just my love to my auntie Pauline and mum who are watching tonight. There we go. See you later. See you guys.
See you, buddy. All right, that was Dougie Guns out Gowans for Velocity Sin Lab. And we're going to bring in Mr. Connor Nixon for a quick chat as well. How you doing, Connor?
Yeah, good, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, good, buddy. Good. Welcome to the Warren and Brown Tools Let's Show Off Our Driver camera.
Oh, mate. Hello. What's been happening?
Not much, mate. We just watched you guys take a nice podium finish there. You and your teammate, mate. But geez, Christensen can drive the wheels off these things, can't he?
Yeah, I've always joked with the boys. I said I keep to the supercars and he keeps to his little box of a thing. I won't put the word in it, but no, he's super quick, man. Like I don't know how he does it. He tells me what to do, and I'm still sitting there going like I'm either trail braking too late into the corner, or I'm getting on throttle not early enough. But yeah, he's just a gun, mate. Like yeah, he's smashing it still well.
Yeah, he does. You're taking a lot of pointers from him and trying to sit in behind him, we noticed. But I feel like he's just like, I'm not giving you my draft. I'm driving away from you. Like,
he was actually saying to me, do you want draft? And I was like, no, mate, all good. And I just saw Devoto like a shark coming up, and I'm like, oh, God, here we go. And yeah, he just got me in the end. I just wobbled my way through the corners, and that was it, you know. But yeah, no, so looking forward to the next race, and yeah, we'll just see how we go.
Yeah, mate. Well, I tell you what, you guys have put on some absolute cracking racing. It's good to see you back over here in the SRW League as well, mate. We've seen you drop in and out a few times, mate. Enjoying the 86s before we get to this feature race?
Yeah, I've been enjoying it. I mean, I used to do them when they first came out, and yeah, they were good fun. They were something different at the time. But yeah, just haven't touched back into them, and obviously Jamie's kept crunching away at them. I mean, like seriously, man, it's crazy how much time he puts in.
Thousands of hours, hasn't he?
Yeah, man. Like I said, like I keep them in my supercars, and I guess everyone in the team's got their own perks. You know, we've got 25 guys in the team, you know, and they're all good at what they do. And you know, it's not my forte, but I'll come race and try and get on a podium spot. So yeah, it's good fun though.
Well, mate, the feature race is getting gridded up right now, buddy, so we will let you know. We have been talking to Connor Nixon from Vermilion Motorsports, sitting P3 in the grid going into our feature race here tonight. So good luck, Connor, and we may just speak to you again.
Yeah, let's hope for. Good luck, everyone.
Catch you, mate.
So, yeah. It's weird to be back up in this box, by the way, before I leave.
Mate, you used to do commentating here with me.
I know, mate. Too many hours in this box. Come on, boys. Good call.
Mate, catch ya.
So.
All right, we are getting ready for our feature race here tonight for the Shannons Toyota GR86 Nationals. Thanks to Shannons Insurance. This is round 4 of season 4 here in 2023, thanks to Warren and Brown Tools. Also, a massive shout out to all our sponsors on board. They constantly spin around in that bottom right corner of your screen. If you want to check out anything else or find out more information about any of our sponsors, links in the descriptions below. A couple of them do have affiliate codes, so make sure you use those to get yourself a discount. But we are getting gridded up now. Let's maybe we should look at the grid, hey? Maybe we should look at the grid.
As we say, we'll have Lockie Brett on pole position, followed by Jack Grunwald in the outside of him. Behind them is Connor Nixon and Dylan DeBono with Jamie Christensen and Tim Corn. Doug Gowant and Shane Katakazunas with Curtis Jackson and Callum Hodgkinson on the 5th row. Ty Delaney and John McHenry in P11 and 12, followed by Cody Metcalf and Nathan Kane. Andrew Lyden in the Kitten Motorsport, followed by Dylan Budlini with Wayne Edwards, the highest of the rookie drivers, next to Mark Cochran. Dylan Byrne with Cameron Hardwick, out there with Matthew Philly Taylor and Greg Johnston. Got Dan Battus and Craig Leake. Behind him is Matthew Gerard and Steven Sinkovich. Almost called his Spinovich there. Ryan Price is behind them with Brennan Schaefer on the outside of him with Dylan Monroe and Stephanie Bacoli in P30. David Gallo and David Simmons is P31-32, followed by Philip Buckland and Mark Turner, with Shane Nowen, Jaden Buslake and Jake Edwards rounding out the field. I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen here. Is Jamie Christensen going to make it 6 in a row, or is someone else going to break that winning streak?
Oh, mate, unless something like crazy happens and, I don't know, Christensen gets taken out of the race, I honestly feel like with the way he's been driving over the last 2 weeks that it's probably going to be hands down his race.
Yeah, definitely been spot on no matter whose decision making, just making the right moves at the right time, picking the right lines is very, very hard to battle against, and there's a few boys ahead of him that can battle. Jack and Dylan DeBono is ahead, so hopefully those two boys can hold them up, and maybe someone else from behind can make or break a podium. There's just a green light and all the cars are going. It might be a bit slow, but they're definitely green flag. So we've got Jack that's creeped up a little bit ahead of Lockie Brett coming to the first corner. It'll be interesting to see what happens here. Dylan DeBono goes on the outside of Connor Nixon, trying to push up to the top 3. I just see Jamie Christensen just hit the curb a little bit there, but he's still in P5, but you've got to be careful on the inside because you've got to lock on the driver, trying to make the inside move on him. And he has stuck beside him, but unfortunately he didn't have a good exit there. So Jamie Christensen has managed to have a brilliant exit, and now is side by side with his teammate Connor Nixon. With Sam Katakazunas also side by side with the lock-on light coming into the next corner. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. Everyone got to be single file to see a white car spun in the background there. 100% sure who it was. But this battle here coming to the chicane. And there's massive contact with the lock-on and Doug Gowans.
Yes, that was Greggy Johnson's around on the first lap, so not the best start. It seems to be that this track is a little bit trickier than it looks. I'm so far back in the back, so sorry. All right, back up at the front, Jack Groenewald coming over for the first lap this evening, but Lockie Brett and DeBono are hot on his tail. This could be extremely interesting. Good chance we might have just lost Sheafy again. We might have. Quick, Pete, it's your time to shine. Anyway, DeBono, oh, Lockie Brett with a big slide through that corner. That's going to cost him heavily. He is going to fall down 4 positions there for the Maverick Sim Sports team, but the battle up front, the P1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a few cars around in the background. Looks like Shane Newens and Jake Edwards has also jumped to the pits. Phil Buckland was off track, and there goes Groenewald. Groenewald just took a shortcut, mate. This is not rallycross. You cannot just pick when you want to take a joker lap. That is unfortunate, though. That drops him right back down into P5. The battles are already coming fast and fierce. Ty Delaney up 2 spots into P9. This is wild.
Good to see Ty Delaney making a couple of positions, to see Matty Gerard in a massive battle pack with a kitten car right ahead of him. It was Andrew Lyden as well, so it's going to be very interesting to see if he can make a move into turn 1. But And saying that though, it's going to be a very interesting battle later on in this race to see who can make or break a few positions.
It definitely is, mate. It definitely is. Good to have you back again. I tried to drag Pete in here, but he didn't want to have anything to do with it.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my internet at the moment. It's just blanking out, so
Welcome
there must be
to
something wrong.
Australia.
Welcome to Australia.
Yeah, mate, yeah. Yeah, I feel you, buddy. I feel you. I get terrible download, but for some reason my upload is sufficient enough for these broadcasts. So as we see Kanakazunas and Groenwald side by side through the chicanes. Kanakazunas now up 4 spots. This is definitely a better finishing spot than what he's had over the last 2 races. He's now just got to stay clean and keep himself there as the front runners, De Bono, Nixon and Christensen continue to fight it out. So the Velocity Sim Lab driver trying to keep 2 Vermilion cars at bay.
He's done a really good job getting in front of the 2 Vermilion drivers. Unfortunately, he's by himself. Doug Gowan's a little bit too far back in the grid to help him out. So it's going to be a very tough ask to keep Connor Nixon and Jamie Christensen. I wouldn't be surprised if they decide to switch it up and allow Jamie to get into P2. As we see, John McHenry has been overtaken. Now he's one car.
That
unfortunately destroyed that car.
That car hit that wall hard. Let me see. It might have been Nathan Kane, mate. No, he's still...
I think Callum Hodgkinson, that was... He's just going further, now minus 21 positions, so...
Oh, it was. That was a big hit for Hodgkinson there. I think Race Control have also said the pack has passed. He is clear to get that tow truck out there. It looked like he was in a pretty safe spot just off the side of the track. So the race will continue. Great.
That's a good battle here for first.
Oh, it looks like the Vermilion Motorsports lads are going to get into it as well. We already know Christensen's faster than Nixon. We did just speak to Connor in that little 10-minute break there. So Jack Groenwald on the back of Kanakazunas as well. It seems to be a battle that's gone on over 3 races here this evening between Kanakazunas and Groenwald.
Yeah, it's really good to see those 2 battling consistent race in, race out. To see the Vermilion drivers of Connor Nixon just, I wouldn't say allow his teammate ahead of him, but who knows, it's a smart move if he can try and stick behind him. He can battle for P2 and just allow Jamie Christensen to open up the door for him. As there's a massive stack up with a kitten car and
oh, there's a huge thing in the background. I was looking at the cameras. I was watching Connor's concentration face as he was driving. Oh no, Kanakazunas with a big slide as well. Connor's watching his concentration face. Yeah, he has his tongue hanging out one side of his mouth. God, I love these cameras. All right, back to racing. Enough of my fun. Oh gosh, as the producer. Oh, there's a huge battle pack back here. How are we missing this? That's because there's no intervals on screen. That's how we're missing this. This is Cochrane, Gowans, McHenry, Gerard, Korn, Gallo, Batouche, Bidzemi, all in a massive battle pack.
And they're making sure they're keeping nice and tight. And they got roughly 12 minutes to go as you see Callum Hodgkinson leaving his pit lane. So his car's ready to go, but unfortunately down a lap as you see these boys battling out side by side. You see the outside of the kittens and made a move very clean, David Gallo, so good on him for that. He come to turn number 2 and cut the inside line on the locked on, so maintain P14 coming out in the corner as you see further ahead. Unfortunately, Matty Gerard didn't have the best exit, which allows now 3 wide coming onto the back straight. It's going to be very interesting because Matty Gerard will have a bit of a draft with the cars ahead of him, so he might be able to creep up further, but he might back out as well to allow the 2 cars ahead. As you see, the locked-on driver of Tim Court stayed ahead, and unfortunately locked out in that battle there. And Matty Gerard stuck to it, keeping it side by side with the Kittens car, and the Kitten car of Gallo had a really good exit there. So I don't think he's very familiar to having a bit of a bump around the corner, because he's normally in the Formula 3, but good to see the battle for the top 10 position. It's just on.
It sure is, mate. We always see it. Heat 1 and Heat 2 can be a little bit quiet, and then as we come through to the feature race, the battling definitely starts to kick off, as we've got a massive battle pack here. Ty Delaney into the...
Unfortunately got a black flag.
That's why he's in the pits. That is unfortunate, having a great drive. Berber said Nixon only puts the weights down to wheel a car around. We could see those weights in the background of the driver cam.
There's massive contact with the Kittens and locked on, coming to turn 2.
That is a full track stoppage there. Let's see if we can get a quick replay. By quick, I mean quick. So what's happened? Locked On Lads is moving around. Oh, just an absolute punt. And it looks like Batouche has been caught up in that as well. That is big hit there. I'm surprised that Kitten's car is still... Oh, it's not moving. Gallo has been okay to tow. Again, doesn't look like a safety car. They're keeping this race live, which is absolutely fantastic, because the racing is just non-stop.
It's really good to see the battle packs throughout the grid, just position changing left, right and centre. Look, there's a battle right now with Cam Harvick with Mark Turner right ahead of him. He wants to make sure he can gain those positions and get a couple more points ahead on his fellow classmen, as we see Dougie Gowans going down the position because he has a black flag drive-through. So unfortunately he missed out on currently on the top 10 position, serving that penalty.
That's an unfortunate finish, but I just want to bring your attention to Mr. John McHenry from Locked On Lads, Mr. Consistent, last series champion, right? He did win it last season, so he is trying to hold off his championship points, but I tell you what, hasn't had the greatest 2 races so far, but good to see Mr. McHenry up into P9. This is more where we sort of used to seeing him. We're actually used to seeing him in that top 5. He won a championship just by finishing in that top 5 and being on the podium once with a win. So it shows what consistency does, and we see Groenwald up the inside of Sam Katakazunas there, right along the pit wall.
Yeah, currently Jack has the quickest lap on the track at the moment, so he's definitely got the pace to battle with these boys, as Sam Katakazunas just squeezing him into out of P4. So it's very tight, because you've got Lockie Brett and Curtis Jackson right behind as well in the Mav locked on, the Mav Sim Racing cars behind as well. But intrigued to see what's going to happen for P1 as well, because Dylan DeBono and Jamie Christensen is under half a second as well. So awesome battle for P1 as well going on. So there's just battles galore to see Jack to try to go on the outside of Sam Katakazunas, but unfortunately there wasn't enough. But Sam just unfortunately gone way off the track and lost 3 positions from that.
That is unfortunate for Sam. That corner is taking numbers tonight, isn't it, Connor? Tyler.
It definitely is. It's a very tricky corner. If you just misjudge it by a small margin, you're off no matter what. But it's good to see that the drivers aren't flipping upside down on the curb, because it is a very dangerous corner, not to try and corner cut too much on that. So unfortunately that causes a lot of drivers off the track.
Yeah, definitely must penalty, but that's the first time I've ever called you a wrong name.
Yeah, it's not the first time I've been called a different name either, so I'm used to that.
Oh, Daniel Byrne for the Kittens is off the track again. Again, that same corner taking numbers. It is absolutely relentless this evening. But yeah, I never thought I'd call you the wrong name, but I was looking at Connor's name in the timing table. Oh, another car around. That is Phil Buckland of the Apex Esports team. Tricky little cars these are. Once the rear end goes, it can be extremely difficult to catch them again. But De Bono starting to pull that gap, but Christensen is really starting to close this gap down.
Yeah, Christensen just took a little bit too much curb on a couple of corners beforehand, so that allowed Dylan De Bono to make a bit of time ahead of him. And to see a brilliant exit from De Bono, ensuring that Jamie Christensen had no chance to get a good toe off him coming to turn 1.
See what happens here. We're just about 14 minutes into our feature race, so it's going to be interesting. But can Christensen shut down this gap as we see Jackson and Groenewald? They were side by side coming into that corner. It looks like Jackson has just pulled out. Was the smart thing to do at that point in the race. Oh, just gets that right, left, yes, that makes sense. Left rear tyre in the grass, slides around a little bit, and that drops him off the back of Groenewald. But Christensen now, right on the back of De Bono. Let's see how De Bono defends this. There, oh my gosh. Oh, Christensen over the bloody, that's a caterpillar on the side there. That was monstrous.
Yeah, Christensen did the correct thing there. He backed out because he knew that if he had kept that going, he would have driven Dylan De Bono off the track and most likely caused either a redress or a black flag. So he did a good job to keep himself out of trouble. As you see, Dougie Gowan trying to make a move on Matthew. He's currently in P17, so he's had a really good recovery from the earlier 2 races. But the Kitten car of Andrew Lighton allows a really good draft, but unfortunately Matthew just wasn't too confident coming into the chicane, which allowed Dougie Gowan to make a nice clean overtake for P17.
Sitting P5 in the championship, Dougie
And
Gowan.
massive new Jamie Christensen jumping down positions. All of a sudden P7, something has happened. Oh no, P2. Oh, SDK, don't do that
blinked.
to me.
If he had a slight disconnection issue, like it could be just the smallest blink, SDK will say that he's falling down. As we see Ty Delaney in 11th spot. He hasn't left this position all night. Started from P11 in qualifying, finished Heat 1 and Heat 2 in P11. Now in our feature race, he's trying to go one better and battling it out with the Apex Esports driver of Mark Cochran. Come on, Ty, mate. You can get yourself up into that top 10. Do yourself one better. Otherwise, we'll have to start calling Ty Delaney Mr. Consistent with 4 P11 finishes in one night.
I talked about Yuki Tsunoda had that nickname of Mr. Consistent in P11 earlier this season in Formula 1, so it looks like Ty Delaney's on the same cusp as well. So, but thankfully, P11 does give you points in the GR86 series. Let's just see, he just took a little bit too much curb there, so that allowed Mark Cochran to have a really good exit, which is a massive learning curve as well, because you don't realise how much curb you are allowed or allowed not to take in the G86s. So Ty Delaney's doing his best to try and keep up to Mark Cochran, but Mark Cochran just proven a little bit more experience is proven very valuable. As you see, Ryan Price further up is behind Matty Gerard in P20 and could dampers all over him as well. So it's going to be very hectic as yep, SDK is playing up again. So Jamie Christensen is still P2.
No,
so
don't stress about that. I think De Bono and Christensen both had a bit of a blink issue then, and because De Bono disappeared for a second as well. As we see Ty Delaney now around the outside of Cochran, did try to get it stuck in there, trying to keep that flow and that draft assistance going, trying to stay on Cochran's tail as long as possible. But it looks like Christensen might be lining De Bono up again. Geez, they take a lot of grass through that corner.
yeah, the grass, obviously the update for this season had proved very vital, because normally it is like driving on ice, like Bambi on ice I would say, but obviously a bit more grip this time, so they are allowed to go off the track a little bit. But as you see, Jamie Christensen just not close enough to Dylan DeBono here, so he knows he's got 2 minutes to set Dylan DeBono. Dylan just came a little bit short on that corner that allowed Jamie Christensen to try and have a move on the outside of turn 2, but decided to go for in and out. But Dylan DeBono did a really good job defending P1, so these two have been very close nick as well all race, and it looks like Dylan DeBono might have an ace up his sleeve and maybe pinch a victory away from Jamie.
Be interesting to see that with Jamie Christensen's 5-race win streak, but they are going to go side by side. These two are good friends as far as I'm aware, and have raced in a lot of leagues together, including some real-life racing. So they do love getting out there and having a great race. Tell you, it would have been good to see back out here this season. The Maverick Sim Sports owner. I was pronouncing
Jordan McDonald.
Yeah, Jordan McDonnell. Not McDonald, it's McDonnell.
I think I pronounced it a little bit. I didn't say McDonald, I think I said McDonald.
Yeah.
That D, but
Tell you what, it would have been good.
Maloney, he's got P10.
I has managed to do it up one spot from qualifying. What a great run. Biggest mover in the feature race though, Mark Turner, up 22 positions for the K-Tech Motorsport team. What an absolute phenomenal drive that is.
Yeah, only 2 more and he's in the top 10, so that's a massive move in the grid, as we see Connor Nixon in P3 with Jack all over him behind. So unfortunately Connor doesn't have a nice final lap, because I believe Barney will be waving the lap flag, I think. Or not, I can't see Barney on this track, but
Barney's sometimes he buggers off to grab a pie and a beer and have a smoke out beside the bleachers, you know, like sometimes he does his job and sometimes he doesn't, so we'll keep an eye on him as we ride on board with Dylan DeBono. But we are 20 minutes in, so I believe that this should be the final lap. We will be keeping an eye on this front battle, as Christensen is 2 for 3 at this point. Lots of points to be taken away. This is going to be the checkered flag, and it's going to come down to the finish. No, it's not. Dylan DeBono, the Velocity Sim Labs, is going to take the feature race away from Jamie Christensen for Vermilion Motorsports, who will finish in P2, and Groenwald managed to get
on a Nixon.
Groenwald got Nixon on the last lap as well.
Yeah, only 0.27 second difference over the line, so Jack did a really good job, put Nixon under a lot of pressure. I had been watching Jack all season, and I believe he can drive this car really clean, and knew that Connor didn't have the confidence behind him to keep ahead of the speed. Just on the inside coming into the chicane, and Jack just committed for it. And even though the Connor had a fair bit of the curb, I believe he lost a fair bit of speed for the exit, and Jack just gone, thank you very much, I will take P3. So phenomenal drive from him to finish on the podium.
It's a great drive all round for all of our Shannons Insurance Toyota GR86 drivers here this evening. That will end our races here tonight. Thank you everybody for joining us. We will be getting some drivers down into the green room to have a chat with. Again, if you found yourself enjoying this broadcast at any point in this evening, please let us know by hitting that like button. Just by doing that, it supports us here over at SRW more than you know. We are pushing our way to our 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube, so thank you so much to everybody for all the support. And there is our feature podium. Let's see if any of them... Oh, got to use the handbrake. We saw Christensen do this last week. He has sort of mastered the burnout of the 86. Rip that handbrake a little bit. Does get that car turning in, just doesn't have the torque to keep the tires going, and that will end our burnout celebrations, as the 86 just is not that great at doing them. Our final results are in. Dylan De Bono will take out our feature race for Velocity Sim Labs. Jamie Christensen for Vermilion Motorsport. Jack Groenwald for Passion Sim Racing. Just outdoing Connor Nixon for Vermilion Motorsports. Curtis Jackson, P5. Lockie Brett, Maverick Sim Sports. Sam Katakazunas, a better finish for him up in P7 for Team Bushfink Racing. Cody Metcalf, P8. John McHenry in P9 for Locked On Lads Racing. And Ty Delaney did manage to make it out of that elusive 11th spot and lock himself into that P10 finish for Fishy Motorsports.
Definitely good to see the battle out there. It was very intense all the way through the pack. The difficult thing is, I think I've seen an update on points, and there's a tie for the AMs for tonight. Aggregate of 144 points of Curtis Jackson and Lockie Brett. So
a tie in points.
They're tying points, so they finish equal to first for the AM drivers.
Well, that makes it spicy, doesn't it?
Absolutely. We're just going through the result, and I believe Rand Edwards won the rookie for the night as well, but just need to double check on that.
That's all right. We'll just be grabbing our feature podium finish into the green room here so we can have a quick chat with our drivers before we say goodnight and see you all again tomorrow evening. Don't forget, if you haven't hit that notification bell, please do so, because you'll get notified every time we do go live tomorrow night.
You've done it again.
What's done it again?
Oops.
No, I could hear you. I could definitely hear you. Don't forget to join us tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time for our IMSA Shadow Series. Thanks to Warren and Brown Tools, where the GTPs and the GT3s get out there and put on some phenomenal racing as well. So, yeah, don't forget to hit that notification bell. All right, we've got a few guys flowing on in. Hopefully Jack Groenwald can join us. But if not, we might just get these interviews underway here tonight. Again, thank you all for joining us tonight. You've been absolute a bunch of legends. The voted by you guys, 20 votes is... Do you prefer the Toyota GR86 or the Subaru BRZ? The GR86 won 75% to 25%. So it turns out you guys do prefer a GR86 over a Toyota BRZ. Yes, that's correct. 11 likes on the broadcast tonight. Thank you so much for all your support again. But we will start by getting... was P2, Mr. Jamie Christensen in. I might have lost Connor again. Hello, Jamie.
Hello.
Hey, mate, what happened to the third win? Where'd that one go?
I'm telling you, Dylan just told me he had Weet-Bix for breakfast, and that's the only reason I lost.
He had Weet-Bix for breakfast. And it just kicked in the final 20 minutes of the night.
Yeah, not in the morning, not in the middle of the day, just right now.
That's a really interesting time for Weet-Bix to kick in, mate.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, outstanding drives again from you tonight. The thousands of hours you've done in these 86s has definitely paid off. Had a bit of a Sunday drive through Heat 1 and Heat 2, mate.
Yeah, I got pretty lucky off the start. A few battles happened behind me, and I just drove away. Then pushed for about 5 laps, and then, yeah, press cruise control.
Yeah, just cruise control, mate. Just set it and go. Yeah, fair enough, mate. Third race, definitely a bit of a different story, though. You were stuck between a lot of battles all the way through until you caught up to De Bono. Yeah,
it's pretty hard to pass at this track, I found out, when I actually had to pass someone. So...
Should have given you a rear start then, hey?
No, please don't. I don't want it. But yeah, Dylan was really quick that race. So
Yeah, so it turns out the two races beforehand plus the Wheat Bix that he had for breakfast this morning made a big difference and just gave him that bit of extra speed.
Yeah, all the Wheat Bix.
All the Wheat Bix, not the practice, just the Wheat Bix.
Yeah.
Well, you've heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to be really good at iRacing, make sure you eat your Wheat Bix in the morning because it only helps if you eat it in the morning.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, mate, great drive tonight. You definitely enjoy the 86s. You enjoying the battles out here on the field with the other drivers here at SRW?
Yeah, they get pretty feisty. So it's fun when they do. Because more battles, more fun.
Yeah, well, that's that the Super Sprint series, isn't it, mate? So many points on the line and only 20 minutes to lock those points in each race.
Exactly. So it's white flag, hero, the whole race.
Whole race.
Yeah.
What's the old saying? You win it on the first corner, right? That's
exactly
how it's done. Yeah.
That is literally this race. You have to win on the first corner.
Yeah, and you did that in race 1 and 2. Great starts off the grid, mate. So what a great drive from you again tonight. Definitely right up there so far with contentions of the championship again, mate. But still 5 more rounds to go. So we've got a fair few more to get through, but congratulations on a great finish, Jamie Christensen from Vermilion Motorsports, mate. It is your time to shine and shout out all the sponsors and people that keep you out on track.
Well, shout out to my mum and my dad for watching all of the streams, if that helps you as well. I'm pretty sure it does. And also, shout out to Burling Motor Group, Race Lab Overlays, Dr. Epoxy, Next Level Racing, RSW Graphics, Turn and Race Apparel, and Moser Racing for sponsoring Vermilion Motorsports.
100%, mate. You spat them out so fast. There was one I wanted to ask you about, and it just eluded me. How much do you know about your sponsors?
Well, I don't really talk to them. Because I don't sort the sponsors. There's a few I know a little bit about but
give us a rundown. Pick one and give us a rundown. Tell the viewers at home what they do for you guys, or what they can offer to our viewers.
I'm a bit stumped here.
I've never done this to you, have I?
Yeah, no, you haven't.
You've gotten away with it too long.
You caught me. I can hear my mum laughing.
Yeah, good. So she should.
Considering how many podiums Jamie's been getting this season, I'm surprised that hasn't crossed your mind yet.
Yeah.
I might have to do my research.
Yeah, mate. I've been putting drivers on the spot because, of course, you can shout out your sponsors and give their names, but you've got to be able to tell our viewers out there how they can help the viewers out. So, mate, go do your research. Next week, I'm going to spring it on you again. So hopefully you've done your research on all the sponsors, because I'm just going to pick one at random. And yeah. So then you
make sure you pick one of them, and I'll give you a brief demonstration of what they do.
All right, mate. I will definitely pick one of them, and you can spruik out their services or their products to all our viewers out there, mate. But again, huge congratulations, mate. It's always a pleasure to watch you out there on the track, and we look forward to seeing you out there again next Thursday.
Yeah, I'll look forward to being back in racing on next Thursday.
Too easy, Jamie, mate. Go and enjoy the weekend after tomorrow.
Yeah, alright, see you guys.
See you, mate. That was Jamie Christensen for Vermilion Motorsport. Great drive tonight. Did take 2 of the 3 wins, but Mr. Dylan De Bono for Velocity Sim Labs will take out the feature race here this evening. Hey, mate, that was for you, I suppose. It's two different ends of the spectrum here, where Jamie got a great start in both Heat 1 and Heat 2 and just sort of drove his way and just Sunday drove it the whole way, mate. Whereas you were fighting for positions Heat 1, Heat 2 and the feature race tonight, mate. How do you feel that all went?
The first few races, they could have been better, but this week in all the series, it's all about gaining those championship points because it's getting closer and closer to the end, and I want to be there at the end of the championship. So I wasn't going to dive on and make silly moves in the races. I just wanted to finish in the top 5, score good points, and yeah, I was pretty happy about tonight, to be honest.
It was a great showing from yourself, mate. And as you said, you didn't want to make any silly mistakes or silly moves or throw the cars in, where they shouldn't be. So I think you definitely displayed your racecraft tonight, mate. And the battles you were having through the field was absolutely phenomenal. And I tell you what, all that wheat bix you had this morning, man. How many did you actually have?
Wheat bix? No, I don't eat wheat bix, eh?
What? Christensen was telling us that you told him that, he couldn't get past you because you had so many wheat bix this morning.
No, mate, I'm more of a Sultana brand man, so...
Right.
I was munching on my Sultana brand, and yeah, the Sultana's got the job done. Shout out to Sultana brand.
Yeah, Sultana brand. You've got yourself a pretty good driver here that you might want to get some affiliation on board with. So, Sultana brand, ladies and gentlemen, not Weet-Bix. Christensen was telling us it was Weet-Bix. Clearly, he wasn't listening. So, Sultana brand, get on board. But great race tonight, mate. Some really respectful driving between you guys up the front as well.
Yeah, that's. I think that's the biggest difference. If you're down the back somewhere, man. I hear the guys like Cam Hardwick and Matty Gerard, when they get stuck down the back, man, all I'm hearing is chaos. I can just see it happen. The guys up the front, when I was racing Jamie that last race, I think we might have touched once, and that was it the whole race. And I think it puts on a better show, and it looks better on the stream, and it's a lot more fun than getting taken out every time you race. So yeah, I'd rather be up the front than down the back, that's for sure.
Well, the back still did pretty well tonight. A few of the corners was just taking tickets all night. I think it was actually turn 1. People just coming in too hot, not quite understanding how the car is going to rotate through that corner with the speed they're carrying through there. And the corner just goes, yep, I'll pick you, and I'll pick you, and I'll pick you, and cars just sort of sliding off into the grass. So turned out that all the runoff on this track really saved a lot of heartaches tonight.
Yeah, I think if this track was around the layout Bathurst is with all the walls, mate, I think there'd be some ridden off CH31 and we might be going to the BRZs, mate. I've seen your poll up there. I think we might be going back to Subarus.
Going back to Subarus? You didn't hear my funny story about why I had that poll up, did you?
No, I didn't, mate.
A good friend of mine loves his cars, doesn't know absolutely anything about them, but can drive them extremely well. 3 years ago, bought himself a Subaru BRZ, and I still to this day call it a Toyota GR86, and still to this day he does not find it as funny as I do.
Fair enough.
So that's where that came from. But it doesn't matter. The Toyota BRZs did win the poll tonight, mate. And speaking of winning, you did get yourself the feature race for yourself and the Velocity Sim Labs team, mate. So do us all a favour. Shout out the sponsors and the people that keep yourself and the Velocity team out here on track.
Yeah, thanks to the guys at Velocity Sim Lab. Without them, well, I wouldn't have a setup to race with, that's for sure. Original digital design, Here to Race YouTube, and Pedal Suspension for helping me out everywhere we go.
Here's Here to their race design.
Here to Race YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah, Nikita. He streams. Actually, no, not Nikita. Sorry, Paul Giffro. He races over in America in the trucks in real life, and what do you call it? What's the word? He vlogs, I guess you could call it, all his races. So yeah, if you have, after you watch the Shannons GR86 Nationals, go over to his YouTube and watch his races, because that's a good watch.
So you also do real life stuff? Like, is that what
Yeah,
he mainly
yeah.
does? Yeah.
All
right.
he does is reel off.
So it's HERE, the number 2 RACE over on YouTube, guys. He has just received a sub from SRW, so get over there. Looks like he actually does a lot of cool stuff like F1000s. What else is he doing in there? He's in like a BMW.
Yeah, he races everything.
Beetles. Got all sorts of going on, some real life racing. So yeah, definitely go check him out. And thanks, and give him all the support to say thanks for helping the Velocity SimSport team. Yeah, get out there on track for us. So huge congratulations again, Dylan. Can't wait to see the battles between. Hopefully there was quite a few. So like Katakazunas, Brett, Jackson, Nixon, Gronwald, and Christensen, mate. Like. The battles tonight were phenomenal, and we definitely look forward to seeing all you guys out there again next week.
Yeah, she's definitely going to be spicy next week. I'm not quite sure where it is, but I'm sure it'll be good fun. Where are we racing next week, ShiBBy?
Sheafy?
Yeah, you put me on the spot. Just give me 10 seconds. I'll be able to get it up.
You to it, mate.
Yeah,
So
Barber
we are,
Motorsport?
Yeah, Barber Motorsports Park, short A layout.
Oh, shit.
So close, tight, Nick. You just swore. That's okay. Close, tight, Nick racing out there with big fields. Going to be great fun. Maybe chaos, maybe not. I suppose everybody's going to have to tune in next week to find out, aren't they?
Yep, that's it. 8 o'clock. Qualifying starts. Be there on YouTube and watch it.
Awesome. Sounds good, mate. Thanks for joining us in the comms box, mate. And once Friday hits, enjoy your weekend.
No worries. Cheers, guys.
Have a good one, Dylan. That was Dylan DeBono for Velocity Sim Labs race team, taking out our feature race here this evening. Again, I just want to thank you all for joining us. You're all a bunch of certified legends. And of course, without you guys, there's no broadcast. And massive shout out to all our drivers from all our series, because again, without them, there is no broadcast. And of course, we couldn't do it without simrigs.com, Racecraft Simulations, Warren and Brown Tools, Shannons Insurance, Rare Spares, Tempting Sweets, DSL Rail Services, Grim Industries, home of the V8 coffee table, Neuropower, and for all the music you hear on stream. Huge shout out to my friend all the way from America, Rocket Unlimited. You can find their music on Spotify. It is non-copyrighted music, so feel free to use it on your own broadcasts. Massive shout out to my co-commentator, Mr. Tyler Sheaf, mate. Thank you again for joining us here in the comms box.
Thanks very much, and hopefully next week I've got a bit more luck with the internet. I don't know what happened tonight, but hopefully Australia fixed the internet issues.
Get to it, Australia. Fix your internet issues, would you? Dear, oh dear. Well, guys, that is the end of our broadcast here. This has been round 4 of season 4 here in 2023. Thanks to Warren and Brown Tools of your Shannons Toyota GR86 Nationals. And we are going to end this broadcast by saying stay safe and race hard.